started. Welcome to week 4 of the mental training program. Um, Today's topic will be on routine and the importance of having a routine. And we'll talk about some specific things that you guys can do to have a better routine and all that good stuff. But let's just get started. So having a routine in baseball is very common. Most of the professionals, most of the guys in the MLB, most of the high-level players in the college baseball have one. Establishing a routine is an essential part of changing your lifestyle behaviors. So again, you can apply a lot of the things that we do on these Zoom calls. You can translate everything from baseball to life, and that's why a lot of us, as we grow older, realize how important sports are, is because these are all life lessons as well. No one plays baseball until they're 80. I mean, at least as a job. So you can always carry these things over to other things than just baseball. But so again, establishing a routine is an essential part of changing your lifestyle behaviors. This means you can program your mind to have a certain set of tasks that need to be done on a daily basis, or before a game practice. Tasks that can directly affect the trajectory of your future in baseball and in life. If you want to be the best at something, you can't just work hard, but you also need to work smart. Okay. I found a study that revealed that the average time it took to develop just one new daily habit into your routine, the average was 66 days, but this ranged from 18 to 254 days depending on the habit that was being added. So this really stresses the importance of us as trainers and you guys as players of having the ability to adapt to the type of new habit that you are developing. Realizing that not every single one of them are going to happen overnight, or none of them are going to happen overnight, but some of them might take a while. That's something we've talked about in the past, where you have to trust the process. But I think it's always good adding some data on this stuff. But so again, as we talked about before, one of the best ways to have confidence on the field is to be well prepared, and a well organized routine, both in between games and before games, can help you achieve that, can help you be prepared. All right. If you guys can't see this, you guys can put it in the chat. If you can see it, you don't have to say anything. So for your daily routine, you're going to want you want to be consistent with your sleep, your skills training, your physical training, your mental training, your eating, and you need to balance your workload. Okay. So when we talk about sleep in your routine, most of you guys are in school, so all of you guys are pretty much waking up early, and you're probably realizing it's getting a little bit harder to sleep in on the weekends now that you're waking up so early. And I think that's a good thing, because you don't want to get in the habit of waking up super late. You can be way more productive when you wake up early, and at the end of the day, we need all of you guys to get 8+ hours of sleep. That's essential to your growth, your strength, and your mental ability. You need that sleep. If you're going to the gym and you're doing well in the kitchen, all that good stuff, sounds like someone needs to mute their mic. But again, if you're doing well in the gym and you're eating well, but you're wondering why you're not making any gains, you're probably lacking on the sleep. Okay, it's a very huge part of this. Again, so if all of you guys are waking up early because of school, that means you need to go to bed early so that you can get 8+ hours of sleep. And naps are probably not going to happen if you're playing sports after school. You're not going to nap during school. I mean, maybe if you have a study hall or something, you're not gonna be able to have much chances to nap during the week. But the weekends, you can obviously fit in a few naps if needed. So that is, the type of consistency you need to have with your sleep. Okay, let's move on to your skills training. So for example, T progression. They say if you want to become an elite hitter, you gotta put in at least 50 to 100 swings off the tee every day. I'm a big believer that, you should take a day off here and there, like maybe every 6 days you should take a break, or let's say 6 days on, 1 day off during the week if you're doing tee progression every single day. This is why I stress to our parents to try and again, you can't force your kids to work hard, but having a tee and a net available in the garage or in the basement is a huge bonus, and you will see your progression go faster if you are using the tee properly. So again, that needs to be a part of your routine. But then again, let's go dive deeper into that. Your tee progression is your routine. So whatever tee progression you like before a BP session or before a game even, you gotta or you're gonna want to use it. If you have a well-organized tee progression, you're gonna want to use it before a game because it's putting you in the right spot. It's putting your mechanics where you need them to be. And it's important to the confidence thing with being prepared. If you have a certain tee progression that you like, obviously try to change things every now and then, but if you have a certain tee progression you like, and you can get that done before a game, you will probably be a little bit more confident. Your mechanics will be there. So let's talk about like the driveline throwing program. There's a routine to this for our higher level guys who've already done this. They know that we have hybrid days, we have full intent days, and we have low intent days, like our active recovery days. Active recovery days are when you're throwing the ball less than 30 times or not at all, just doing 50% plyo work. Hybrid days where you go somewhere in between 70-80%, and then the full intent day is pretty self-explanatory. That's when you're going hard, you're almost going 100%. You're maybe checking your velos those days. For example, someone like Trevor Bauer, his thing is he's 6 days a week driveline program, 2 high intent days. This is the opposite. Someone needs to mute their mic. 2 full intent days, 2 hybrid days, 2 low intent days, and he has them scheduled out, but he will change them if he doesn't feel good that day. So let's say he feels like 3 out of 10 one day on his freshness level, and he's supposed to be a full intent day, he probably won't do a full intent day that day. But it is important. He has a routine with the driveline program. We're not always going to be there. We're always going to help you guys get more drills in your library in your head of like all these drills I need to do for the tee progression, for the driveline, all that. But we're not always going to be there. Okay, so you guys got to have a driveline routine that maybe it's the exact one that we've shown you, or you're picking the ones that you like or adding a few. And the same thing with the tee progression. Okay, and if your routine is, that kind of goes into the lessons in practice. So we'll skip that. So let's talk about routine with your physical training. So we talked about how getting enough sleep, having a consistent sleep schedule is going to help you in the gym. I think if you lift at the similar time in the day each time, let's say you're waking up. This is let's take Saturday, for example. Let's say you wake up at 9, or let's say you have weight training class at 10 a.m. Every day at school. On that Saturday, if you want to work out, you should probably try and wake up at 9, work out at 10. And again, things change with schedules, work schedule, game schedules, all that stuff. But again, weightlifting at a similar time each day will it does show some benefit. Let's see here. So I think it's important to have a routine where you are like, even if you're not at the gym, but just like in your room or outside, if you can wake up and do some mobilities and stretching, when you get out of bed, and even before you get into bed, I think that's a good routine to have. Just some extra recovery work. Again, we talked about the high intent, low intent, hybrid days. Okay, then there's the mental training, having a routine with your mental training. Again, that's waking up, stretching, walking outside every morning, putting aside time to meditate. Here's a big one for you guys for the routine and mental training. Waking up and journaling, just maybe writing down what you want to get accomplished that day. One thing I've enjoyed doing is writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for that morning. That's a good way to start your morning and before going to bed. And then I think it's important for your mental health and your sleep to not get any screen time at least 30 minutes before bed. If you can get into that habit, if you can get into that routine, you will notice you will be waking up feeling more fresh. You will be getting better sleep. If you get one of these Whoop watches, you can actually track that stuff. But it's not needed. Consistent eating routine. Obviously you gotta be eating enough calories. You gotta be paying attention to your macros, the protein, the carbs. You have to try and eat at consistent times throughout the day. I mean, all these things tie together. So the sleep, the working out, this is all part of your routine, and the better your routine is, the better, you'll be a more well-oiled machine, as they say. You will be a better athlete. You will be a better student. You'll just be on top of your game a lot more. And again, for eating, we have to realize not every single meal we have has to taste good. Okay. At the end of the day, eating is fuel for your body. And sometimes you gotta sacrifice taste and the fried food just so you can get a little bit better fuel. Okay. It's kind of funny that these ex at Pizza Ranch right now getting some fried chicken. Again, some of you can have that stuff sparingly, especially when you're in high school and you guys are athletes and all that stuff. But in terms of your routine, your daily eating habits, it should be a lot cleaner than that. And we talked about the balance of the workload and all that stuff. I think it's important to give yourself time to unwind, whether it's for a few hours per day or if it's one total day a week or a couple of weeks or a month in the off season. I've been talking about this. I mean, we want you guys in training as much as possible, but baseball in the winter in Minnesota is not, it's tough. It's a grind. So you need to prepare yourself for it. And if you need to take a couple of weeks to get prepared for the off season, and all that workload you're going to be doing inside, I think that's really important for your mind. And then again, having some things that you can enjoy outside of baseball. And this is for our guys who are working too hard. Okay. Some of you guys need to think about baseball way more probably and work a lot harder on baseball. But this is for our guys who are about that life and who are grinding their butts off. You still need to find some time away, some peace. Okay, let's talk. I know most of you guys know who Max Clark is, so let's see what his daily training routine is. But he talked about a lot of the things that I put in this list, and it makes sense because I added a few things after I watched that video. But he has a consistent workout time pretty much every day. He's doing the plyometrics in the morning, earlier part of the day. Getting some fuel after that, and then later that night he's doing his more of his strength training. But again, he has it all figured out, and he's one of the best for a reason. I don't know how many of you guys heard us talk about this, but we have stressed this a few times as coaches, is that you're going to have to make sacrifices if you want to be different, if you want to make it to the next level, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all, and it requires having a strong will, a strong mind, being able to be smart about it, methodical about it. But it's not easy to have a routine like that. There's a reason why he's one of the best. So it's definitely someone you can learn from. Let's talk about pregame. So that was kind of us talking about off season or in between games, just daily routine stuff. Very important things that will help you be prepared, will help you be more successful in life in general. You'll just be, on top of your game way more, and you will see way more successes in baseball and whatever sport you play or whatever you do in life, if you can adopt some of these daily habits to change your overall lifestyle behavior. But let's move on to the pregame routine. So this is a lot of the stuff that I like to do, and then some of the stuff I picked up from these videos. But I mean, a lot of the stuff you guys is pretty self-explanatory, or pretty common sense. But like food, 1 to 2 hours before, not too heavy, not too light, natural sugars. Try not to, again, eat a fried food that's gonna feel really heavy. The carb loading, like the pasta and stuff like that, should be done either earlier that day or the day before, the night before. It should be relatively protein based, carbs that are light carbs that are like fruit and sugar and natural sugars and stuff like that. That's going to be a really good pre-game meal. Um, Obviously, plenty of water. Keep that gallon jug on you. If you're someone who needs music or to meditate, to get your mind right, to get focused, I highly recommend that. Again, you can go back to your journal or prayer if you like praying. Just remembering your why you play the game, why you've been working so hard, and just when it's time, when the game time is almost there, you got to remember just to be in the moment and enjoy. I think there's a pretty cool video of Adley Rutschman, his first game, his debut game in MLB. He just kind of was taking it all in. He wasn't worried about his results. He was just enjoying the moment, and that's what we can learn from that. Make sure you get your warm up in, preferably not alone. Like if most of our team should be getting there at the same time, so we should be doing our mobilities, our dynamics, and bands together. But we know that doesn't always work. But I mean, a lot of you guys didn't really have a warm up routine before you were with us, so now you do. You should always do a warm up routine. Obviously, we want you to do CA's warm up routine, but having a routine that you like and that gives you confidence and makes you feel prepared is very important. I got Coach Joey Reinhardt's calling me. Gotta call him back. So then you got your throwing progression. You can get your hitting work, whether that's the tee or the side toss, soft toss. Having a progression to work on that gets you warmed up. You know what I mean? Like for me, I get my hands going, and then I get my hips going, and then I start doing some of my favorite drills. Like right now, it's the standing open stance, like chest facing the pitcher, driving it the other way. That's one of my favorite drills that I've been doing right now. Just whatever you've been working on, whatever drill that you need, that's what you should be doing before the game. Whatever it takes to gain the confidence. That's what this one means. Just gain your confidence. Make sure you're physically warmed up, mentally warmed up, ready to go, locked in. But again, you can't always get everything that you plan for. Sometimes plans and routines, stuff happens and you have to adapt. Okay, so you can't be superstitious. And I think we should go through Adam Wainwright's video first, because he kind of talks about not being superstitious, but at the same time the importance of his routine. So let's watch that. So I saw a lot of you guys' messages. Real quick before we get into that video, can you guys kind of explain, or like, was that video worse than the Max Clark video? Like, was the Max Clark video fine for you guys? Okay, so it's just that one. Well, I put that YouTube link in there if you guys want to watch it. It's only a 2-minute video. You can watch it after this. Basically, the biggest things that I got from that is, he trusts his routine. So like when it's time for him to go, it's a big moment. He doesn't panic because he just trusts what he has. He already knows what he has to do, so he doesn't even have to think about it too hard. At that point for him, it's probably just the positive self-talk and reminding himself that he should be confident because he's so prepared. But he also mentioned how He's not superstitious. Like if they told him that he needs to pitch right after that pitch that he just threw, that he would be ready. And the big thing he said there, it's all what he tells himself. It's all what his mindset is. If he tells himself that he's fine, then he's fine. So having a routine is important, but learning not to be superstitious is also important. So hopefully this video is better. Again, it's only a minute or two. Let's find out. Yeah, so again, what he was talking about there is physically being grounded is one thing. That's just feeling yourself in the ground, because you got to use it. You got to use the ground to your advantage, using your legs, using your lower half. But then he talked about the spiritual and mental part of that as well. And it works for him. Okay, I'm not telling all of you guys to do that, but it's very important that you guys explore things like that. Explore things that are going to get your mind right, just get you focused, get you locked in, ready to go. You know what I mean? And it's the most important thing to know about this is that this is these guys' routine, and they're in the MLB. So trying these things is not a bad idea at all. It's highly recommended that you guys try to do these routines that the pros are doing. I mean, there's a reason why they're pro. Some of it is the fact that they are very talented. They were just gifted with those talents, but majority of them have worked very, very hard and very, very smart and methodical. They've known what they've wanted this dream for probably their entire lives, and they did what it takes. They did what it took to change their lifestyle behaviors, to have the daily habits that would lead to success. And that's the importance of routine. And that's why we want you guys to all have one, and that's why we have some routines set for you guys in the warm-ups before games. That's why we teach you guys these T progressions, the throwing progressions, because it's your routine, and most of these routines involve things that are gonna get your mechanics right, and they're gonna get your mind right. So when you are creating your routine, when you are adding things to your routine, ask yourself, will this make me better physically? Will this make me better mentally? Okay, and if it will, you should probably invest into that daily habit, becoming a part of your routine. All the way from this as simple as getting the sleep to the weight training and nutrition, all the way to your pre-game routine that gets you right. If you have any questions on the SMART goals, I really want to start. I'm gonna start just asking you guys randomly. If I see you at a tournament, if I see you at practice or just at a lesson, I'm gonna ask you, hey, show me your SMART goal, man. So if you have my number, I've had a couple people reach out, like Caden Shear reached out about his SMART goal. He had almost everything. It was great. I helped him a little bit. Who else? Adam Shea sent me his SMART goals. Yeah, we got a big weekend full of games. I know 17U is playing right now. I'm gonna end the recording here, but I'm not gonna leave. Where's that recording? How do I stop recording? Let's find out.